real story behind the Air Jordans. They were banned by the NBA for an unbelievable reason. As light as air, Air Jordans are without a doubt Nike's biggest success, so much so that their most expensive pair can cost over $2 million. But what almost no one knows is that it nearly never existed, and if it were up to Michael Jordan, the company would have gone bankrupt. In 1968, Michael's family moved to North Carolina, where he played basketball in high school and quickly began to stand out. The boy had a natural talent, so after high school, he had the opportunity to play for several colleges and chose the University of North Carolina. And it was during one of the college games that Michael began to make a name for himself after hitting the game-winning shot in the final of the 1982 NCAA championship. Even though he was a prodigy, he had no idea of the success he would achieve, or that he would help create the world's biggest sneaker brand. Shortly after, Jordan joined the NBA, where he began playing for the Chicago Bulls. And despite many people not liking the choice at the time, it didn't take long for the whole world to recognize Michael's talent, as he made history for the team. Seeing that the player was becoming successful, his agent, David Falk, decided to innovate and secure a sponsor for Michael. Although nowadays this is quite common, at that time, stores preferred to sign with teams, so this whole case ended up causing a big controversy later on, and all of this was the fault of the Air Jordans. You might think that the partnership between Jordan and Nike was obvious, but the company was far from being Jordan's first choice. Actually, he wanted to sign with Adidas, but since they were going through financial troubles at the time, the partnership didn't happen. That's why Nike ended up being the only option left, as they were looking for a big name to rejuvenate the brand, and they believed that Jordan was the right player for that. But contrary to what people believe, the story wasn't that simple. In fact, Jordan didn't want to sign with Nike at all, even after they presented the brilliant idea behind Air Jordans. Jordan was determined to turn down Nike's offer, but he changed his mind after his parents insisted that he reconsider. In other words, if it weren't for the players' parents, the Air Jordans would never have existed. But it doesn't stop there, because the release of the sneakers caused a huge controversy and drove the NBA crazy. Back then, basketball sneakers were almost all white, and to challenge the trend, Nike decided that the Air Jordans would be black with red. That clearly went against NBA policies, and they had a serious talk with Jordan to stop wearing those sneakers. And when Nike found out about this, they started saying that the NBA had banned Air Jordans, which made him even more famous. Even though it was a huge success and made millions of dollars, Michael Jordan never liked the sneakers. He even publicly said that he found them ugly and seriously considered ending the partnership with the company. Fortunately, shortly after that, Nike released the Air Jordan 3, which changed Michael's mind. For him, this became the perfect sneaker, and over time, many people started to think the same way. So much so that some pairs of the sneakers are worth a fortune nowadays, like the solid gold OVO X Air Jordans, which features a striking golden design and costs over $2 million. That's because the model was made especially for rapper Drake and is crafted from pure 24-karat gold. In the end, Jordan's signature line continued to be successful over the years and eventually became Nike's biggest source of income. And despite the ups and downs they've had over the years, they continue to be released even today. Tell me, do you think Air Jordans would still exist without Michael Jordan?